Put that here. Now. And here we go. I was doing some reputation before we came on, but I'm just going to continue that. Nerdy lagginess, that's just my team being a bitch. We just have to request to do it and we continue the story. I really like those MMD TikToks. They're like I watch MMDs on YouTube like all the time. I have an entire playlist just for them for when I'm drawing or something, or just if I've nothing to watch at night, I'll just throw them on. Whoops. Let's go, child.
No time to lose.
For Rex Lapis.
Freeze.
Who's next? As one with wind
It's in clouds. No, Nari.
Let's nip that in the bud. Riptide. Into the wind.
All hail.
All hail.
Fallen leaves. Adorn my night.
There we go. Next one. Excuse me.
This scenery is wonderful. Surely enough to convince anyone to become a wanderer.
There we go. No, that's... I thought that was a person.
Brings a smile to my face.
What game? What's he on about?
Wherever in this world I roam, I carry memories of my home. This blade. It is the last link I have to the land of my birth.
The wind knows me. Follow the wind.
Hey, bitches.
Into the wind.
Born of ice and frost.
I'll uproot you. You can run. You can't hide.
This is long overdue.
Clouds high. The birds call. One with nature.
Yay. Wait a sec. Answering messages. Alright. That's everything we have to do. Now we can go back to Fontaine. Okay, we'll go there, but I need a statue 7.
go.
Oh, what am I doing? I'm here for statue 7, not that. I already forgot. Oh, already healed. Woo, Mark's healed. Yeah. Excuse me. Hello, people.
It is settled then. Please excuse me and enjoy your conversation at your leisure.
Thank you for arranging everything for us, Malus.
Excuse me, miss. Do you need anything from us?
How's that look?
Oh. Hey, Navia's all quiet. This isn't like her at all. I'm sorry that I only came to visit after all this time. After what happened, I didn't know how I was supposed to face the two of you.
Ah, if it's about that, there's no need to apologize. After my husband died, Spina di Rosula sent us a lot of Mura in support.
Ow!
I understood your guilt and apology to be genuine.
But aren't all of those things nothing compared to the loss of Jacques? I can understand the kind of pain that comes with losing a father so needlessly.
You don't understand at all.
I didn't know how to face you, because I didn't know what I could possibly bring as a consolation gift. I know only the full truth could bring closure to you, and to all of us.
This child's a brat.
I'm sorry. I appreciate the sentiment, but you don't have to carry all that guilt. On the matter regarding my husband, my daughter and I have more or less found our answer already.
Would you mind sharing it with me? I really can't believe that my father could ever bring himself to shoot Jacques.
I always knew that my husband's money was earned through others' suffering. He told me countless times that if he could turn back the clock, he would never go into the synth business again. He had many regrets, and felt that he took the idea of providing for his family too literally. For the longest time, he thought Mora was everything. So when Mr. Callis came to him with a proposal, he accepted it almost immediately. He tried to be as careful as he could, but even so, he was still found out by the higher-ups.
They found out about his betrayal?
Papa didn't say that exactly, but Papa did tell me that I should never be ungrateful.
Before he left that day, he told me that he had no choice. It was only later that I realized it was his final farewell to the two of us. I don't know that for sure, but you could say that's the conclusion I eventually came to.
Ooh.
Which is why I'm the one who should feel guilty. Callis had always taken great care of us, both when he was still alive and after he passed away. Even if he fired the shot that killed my husband, it was likely in self-defense. It is impossible for me to hate him for what he had done.
But Mama, why is Papa still the bad guy if he did the right thing? Papa always wanted to be a good man, so why did he have to do a bad thing in the end?
Well, things aren't always as they seem. You still feel like your papa was a good man, right?
Yeah, Papa was a really good man.
Okay, she's not
The
brat
best
anymore.
in the whole world.
She just was
Then you should
confused.
hold on to that. If a good man had to do a bad thing, then he must have had his reasons. Regardless of
agree.
whether he left you a parasol or a sword, he must have done so to give you a better life.
Oh,
Thank you for everything you've told me. I will definitely find the truth. The current state of things is not something I'm willing to just sit back and accept.
Thank you. I'm very grateful to hear this from you.
Aw, so
Even
sweet.
though your personality is quite different from your father's, your determination when you speak is really similar.
You really think so?
Of course, our personalities are different. They're two different people.
Anyone said that to me.
Just moving from Jackson. Last time I believed that he had struggled greatly with the order to kill Callus. We're putting this together. Right now, quest. Dr. Florence.
are you okay, Navia?
I'm fine. Don't worry. Let's investigate the 3 suspects next. Florence should be nearby, and we should be able to find Thierry and Uncle Marcel in the city.
Ah! I was over there, not
Greetings,
there.
boss. How may I be of assistance today?
I'm sure you've heard about
Hello,
the
No. How's it going?
turned into water right in front
I
of
hope you're
us.
having a good day or night.
Yeah, I've heard. With something that dramatic, I'm sure journalists will milk it for all it's worth. And it'll be all the talk for the next several weeks.
It
Mhm.
also reminded me, on the day that the incident happened with my father, it was raining outside, and we found some clothes left at the scene. After my partner here put the dots together for me, I feel like we should try to reopen his case.
Yeah, that's what
Can
we're
you do me a
doing.
favor and try to recall what happened that night?
Let me think. Mr. Callus was feeling pretty upbeat that day. So he was drinking and bantering away with us at the table.
Not bad.
After that, he told us that he wanted to go get some fresh air. So we let him go without thinking much of it. Who knew that we would hear 2 gunshots ring out right after? My first reaction was that Mr. Callus's life was in danger. So I grabbed my holster and made a mad dash toward the scene. But
Oh.
when I got there, it was already too late. Mr. Callus was standing over a dead body with a gun in his hands. All we could do was look back and forth at each other, not knowing what to say.
Yeah, who knows what to
So
say
you
to that?
also remember 2 gunshots then.
Indeed. The guard said that the first shot didn't hit anyone, while the second killed Jacques. But I've never really bought that explanation.
Yeah, it doesn't
Reason
sound
being,
accurate.
Mr. Callus had left his gun on the table. I even made sure to confirm that before running to the scene. But according to the guards, that doesn't mean he couldn't have had other guns on his person.
Uh-huh.
The clothes left at the scene that you mentioned. Do you think there was a third person there who was turned into water?
We do. We do think that.
At least from our perspective, my father had no reason to kill. So he would also have no reason to bring an extra gun with him.
Wait.
The gun he was holding probably belonged to Jacques, or a third person on the scene.
Okay, I
Yeah,
toast.
that makes a lot of sense.
Crap.
So you're saying Mr. Callus ended up with the gun because he
Hey,
seized it from one of the other guys?
How's it going now? Hope you're having a
But
good
hold on.
day.
If that's what had
Have
happened,
you done the Genshin
then
update?
why didn't he share the truth with any of us? He didn't even want to face the Oratrice machine, and chose instead to prove his honor in a duel. Did he lose all faith in the courts after seeing someone dissolve right in front of his eyes?
Maybe.
about that, Maloose told me a thing or two. So, I think I can understand why he committed to the duel. I'll tell you everything once the whole truth has been revealed.
I understand. Then I'll leave Mr. Callus's honor in your hands, boss. And if I may just say one more thing. The whole Callus the Unfaithful epithet has been a thorn in my side since the day it was invented. Many people have laughed at me for still calling him Mr. Callus, even after so many years have passed. But it was Mr. Callus's trust that allowed
Hello,
me to rise
Hazel.
through the ranks of
How are
Spina
you?
Sula and live the life
I hope
I
I
lead
said your
today.
name right.
No matter what others might say, he'll always be the
I
man
hope you're
I
doing
respect
well.
the most. And he'll always be my boss.
Don't worry. I will definitely find the
You a
truth.
fellow Genshin player?
And all our other comrades at the Spina deserve to know the truth as well.
Read us? Here. Lawrence, the advisor of the Spina di Rosula. I don't know words, okay? I don't know these words.
Scenery is wonderful.
Claimed that he was very grateful to Palace for his kindness. He was also present. The background that the case could provide evidence that Palace did not carry a gun with him when he went out. Okay. Where are we going? Oh, I'm back up here. What is up here for us? I wonder. Alright, tell me you're done. Will do.
Hey, Thierry! It's me!
Oh, now, what brings you here, Miss Navia? I've heard that you made quite the name for yourself at the Opera House.
Oh, so you've caught news of that already.
She has.
Okay. Hey, I'm also a member of the guards, you know. The way you make it sound, people would think I was sent off to Poisson because I had done something wrong.
Are you sure there isn't a little bit of truth in that? Under normal circumstances, shouldn't you have been called back to the city already?
Like, yeah. She has a point.
Where I work is really up to me. Let's just say I enjoy the ambiance of Poisson. Callus did a fantastic job running the town, building Spina di Rosula from the ground up and clearing many obstructions in my way. It would be next to impossible for me to find a similarly easy but high-paying job in the city. Anyway, enough chit-chat. Are these two friends of yours? You, here for some formal business?
We are
Yes,
friends.
these two are my partners. What happened at the Opera House made us realize that Lyney's case and my father's may be related. We're trying to reinvestigate the details of my father's old case.
Ah, I get it. You think there might be more to the case now that we know people can be dissolved into water, right? I was also flabbergasted when I first heard of it.
Yeah.
If you want to go through the original files from your father's case, I can help you look for them.
That'd be much appreciated. Thank you. Actually, I have another question. Do you have the authority to dispatch Gardamex?
Of course. Without them, I couldn't possibly handle Poisson on my own.
Why?
Why do you ask?
Yeah, I'm wondering that too.
We definitely can't use them to forcefully get more evidence for your father's case.
Well, you see, just recently, we were attacked by a horde of unnumbered Gardamex in the city. So, if you hypothetically wanted to do something against me, all you would need to do is get rid of the mecha serial numbers and send them after me.
This is kind
Then
of
you
awkward.
think too highly of my abilities. Dispatching mecha is very different from controlling them. If I had to make an analogy, when you order a dish, the chef will make it for you. You can ask the chef to cook, but not to massage your shoulders or carry your baggage. If you try to make unreasonable demands, the chef would just think you're out of your mind and ignore you completely.
Yeah.
The same goes for me and my Gardamex. Removing a serial number is also not as easy as you might think. There
Okay.
are a lot of complex steps to it, and it's almost impossible to keep it a secret. So I can promise you, those mecha were definitely private units. They're certainly not cheap. So, whoever their owner is must be super rich, powerful, or both. Now that you mention it, though, being in the synth business would definitely be profitable enough to afford this.
Oh, then you're officially in the clear, Thierry.
What?
Well, thank you for the vote of confidence, Navia.
Was
Jokes
this?
aside, I'd like to wish you all the best with your investigation. I'll be staying in the city for a little while, so just come find me if you need any support from the guards.
Oh, she was seeing if he was the one that attacked us. I get it. Jerry is the person responsible for official contact between Spinador Zula and the guards. According to him, only the significant rich can privately own large numbers of Gardamex. Okay. Where are we going now? How is everyone's polls going? Have you gotten Lyney or Lynette yet? Well, everyone has Lynette. She's free, but like more Lynette. I better not kill them.
Hello, how may I help you? I'm here to see Marcel. Could you please let him know? You can just say Navia's looking for him. Sure, I will let him know right away.
Then go. Thank you. Thank you, woman.
Navia, hello. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm not as young as I used to be, so my legs are giving out a bit.
Okay.
Oh, it's all right, Uncle Marcel. There's no need to stress. I just wanted to talk to you briefly about what happened in the Opera House. I'm sure you saw everything too, right?
Yes, I've never seen anything so strange.
Oh, you were at the Opera House too?
He was?
That's
I didn't even
right.
see him.
I went there with Navia to see the magic show. Who knew it would turn into a whole murder mystery? I also witnessed your marvelous sleuthing work. Quite impressive. To beat the Hydro Archon at her own game on her own turf, I can already imagine everyone in Fontaine discussing your exploits over a few glasses of wine.
I don't know if that's good or bad.
Paimon doesn't want to become the talk of drunkards.
You already are, Paimon.
Apologies. It's just how Fontaine is as a nation. Everyone loves drama and theatrics.
Uncle Marcel, you've also noticed that other thing, right? The fact that humans can dissolve in water?
Yes, I was reminded of your father's case right away. Is that what you're investigating now?
Yep.
Exactly. I still don't have much solid proof, but I can sense that the other side has already begun to act.
Oh, and what makes you say that?
We were
We
attacked.
were attacked on Aranis
Oh.
by some unnumbered Gardamex. And there was also an attempt to get me to drink water from the primordial sea. If not for the vigilance of my partner, I probably wouldn't even be here talking to you right now.
Oh, you're giving us too much credit.
No, she's not.
Wasn't it you who protected us?
It was.
Alas, it seems things are heating up again. The peace that Callus sought so dearly will soon become a thing of the past. But rest assured, Navi.
Don't worry. I'm here.
Will always
So,
remain a safe
I
haven.
always protect the
If you're
peace.
scared, you can always return there. If anyone dares to lay their hands on you there, the Confrérie of Cabriere will use its funds to the last Mora to bring them to justice.
Thank you, Uncle Marcel. But I don't intend to go into hiding. I'm going to strike while the iron's hot.
As you should.
Do you have any new thoughts on my father's case?
Sorry.
About that.
Is it just in volumes?
Sorry, my age is catching up with me, so it'll take me a while to recall my memory.
Okay.
The Confrérie was responsible for that banquet, so I was out and about the whole time making sure things were running smoothly. I didn't even have the time to drink with the guests. Then I heard the sound of a gunshot, and the rest was history.
Oh, it's okay. No need to push yourself. We'll ask around some more. See if there are any valuable clues elsewhere.
Sounds good. Just let me know if you ever need Mora.
What? Why?
All my wealth comes from Callus's patronage and support. I'll spend however much it takes to clear his name.
Ah, okay. Makes sense. Wait. Marcel is leader of the Confrérie in Cabernet and was an organization of banquet. He was prairie to the Confrérie and has been in the Rosula. I've always maintained a close working relationship, though he's a recollection of the events. Such case is quite foggy. He is willing to defend Navia. Okay, if he's willing to defend her, then I guess he's alright. Here. Where are we going over these clues? I need to go upstairs. Or wherever this is.
We've talked to all three suspects, purely based on their conversations with me.
None of them sounded particularly suspicious.
And none of them really stood out as a suspect.
I suppose that's to be expected, though. If a single conversation's all that's needed to find them out, then my father wouldn't have needed to investigate the case for so many years.
True.
Anyway, even though we didn't make a breakthrough, let's still compile what we were able to find.
But where should we start?
Jack's motives.
Ah, you're right! Flora mentioned that Callus probably only ended up with the gun because of circumstance. That makes sense.
According to Jacques' family members, he already told them that he had been discovered and that he had no choice before he left home that day. If I had to guess, he probably received an order from the synth boss to kill my father. Had he refused, he and his family's lives would have been forfeit.
So, Jacques fired the first shot?
If I was Jack, I wouldn't have fired a shot at all.
Oh? And why is that?
Would he guarantee his safety after killing Jack? Would he guarantee his family's safety after killing Jack?
That's a good point. Jacques probably already knew that he was just being used as a tool for murder. And once he had completed his mission, he'd be of no more use to his boss.
So, what would make more sense from his perspective would be to turn his back on the order and seek protection from my father.
Seems the third person was the one who derailed everything.
Makes sense. But without evidence, that's still just a theory.
Yeah, that's true, but...
Besides, Jacques, the attack from the Gardamex has been bothering me quite a bit as well. It's obvious that our enemy has become more antsy after the secret of the primordial seawater was revealed.
Do you think he knew, even then, that we'd follow this lead to the end?
Given everything that's happened since, it's quite possible.
Really is.
But who among the three suspects would have the ability to control privately owned Gardamex?
Marcel.
Uncle Marcel? My father did really
He's the
trust
rich
him.
one.
And they worked together on a large number of projects. Maybe that's how he got to know Jacques. And with funds from the Confrérie, he could also afford a large number of Gardamex. It's still really hard for me to imagine, though. After all, Uncle Marcel has been around since I was just a child. Also, wouldn't this mean he has been spending a whole lot of mora and energy to fight his own synth business?
Maybe it was someone else. I don't remember the garage. I think that was this one was garage.
Thierry, you say? Huh. It is possible that he's figured out a way to convert the Gardamex for personal use. But I didn't feel like he was lying when he was talking to us about the mecha. I also don't think he'd be able to keep that kind of tampering under wraps.
Yeah, had he actually tampered with the mecha, we'd be able to prove it with a simple check of the guard's inventory. If the mecha were taken from the guards, it should be pretty easy to find out when and how that happened.
Florent? It is true that he was closest to my father, and thus had the best chance of learning about his dealings with Jacques.
Yeah.
But as Spina di Rosula's advisor, his work mostly deals with personnel and security, so he shouldn't have much means when it comes to finances.
So you're saying he's too broke to afford a mecha army?
Everyone we say she's rejecting.
Exactly. He can't. And even if he could, I don't think he would be able to dispatch a whole group so quickly. Who could it be?
I think. Robin. Consider Gardamex. William perfectly fits the bow. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
You know, if you think everything through, Uncle Marcel is indeed the most suspicious of them all.
Could we
Exactly.
be missing other suspects? Malus didn't know about the people turning into water thing when he narrowed it down to these three, did he?
Malus has always been very reliable, and his judgment of others' trustworthiness has been fair and well considered.
Mm-hmm.
When he laid out his case for the three, the rationale he gave me made a lot of sense as well. The suspect is knowledgeable about the Spina's internal affairs, has the means to dispatch Mecha to assassinate us, and possesses significant intellect and foresight. Even if I don't want to believe it, I'm starting to see how things could all tie back to Uncle Marcel.
He is someone who's very close to you after all.
Well, we still have another trump card on top of all the theorizing and speculating.
The Synth production base.
Yes, Malus did say that charging straight in there would be extremely risky, but we don't have any other options right now. We need far more solid proof before we can hope to go charging in on our enemy.
Navia, here you are. Oh, I've been looking for you.
Yes.
Huh? Aren't you the guy from the guards? Did something happen?
Yeah. News came from Irenaeus just after you left. We've got another trial on our hands.
Wasn't that place built specifically for holding trials? What's so newsworthy about this one?
I know. But they said the person they're putting on trial is a Fatui harbinger called Tartaglia.
What did he do?
What? Is that someone you know?
Yeah, we know him. Maybe even a little too well.
Well, he's been accused of being the true culprit behind the serial disappearances case. It's absurd, don't you think?
He wouldn't do that.
Wait, how? None of our investigations have had anything to do with him.
That's what I thought was strange about it, so I came to tell you the news right away. If the charge against him stands, then it'll be next to impossible to get the guards to support any of our planned investigations.
Right, because they'll think they've already found the culprit.
We need a safe child.
Yeah. And it'll be a lot harder then to clear Mr. Callus's name.
I understand. Well, Huh? Split up? What do you mean?
You go to Aaron while I go investigate that place. I'm confident it's my combat abilities.
Just as expected of my partner.
You saved my partner.
Since this is a trial about the serial disappearances case, the culprit's attention will be focused on Arrhenius, leaving his home base wide open. You're right. This is our best opportunity. All right then, let's do this. I'll stall them at the Opera House and charge Marcel as the true culprit. I won't have any chance of making that charge stick, though, unless we find more evidence. It'll be up to you to make it back in time and hand the decisive evidence to me.
Did you know that if you go to the fountain in Fontaine, you actually hear Verona crying? Just lower the sound and music, but keep the dialogue sound on. Where is that? The fountain in Fontaine. Doesn't that show up only after you finish the Archon quest? That's what the video on TikTok said. It only shows up once you're done the Archon quest.
We'll help you, just like you helped us in Lyney's trial.
Demoiselle, please allow us to accompany you.
I'm
Sure,
ready.
you can accompany him.
Ah, Malou, Silver. When did you two get
They've
here?
probably been here the whole time.
We heard that you'll be leaving Poisson and figured that you might require our assistance. It's
Sure.
our hope that your confidence will be bolstered with the two of us by your side.
Also,
Thank you so
welcome
much.
in own
Then,
videos.
let's make haste for Arrhenius. Paimon, Traveler, I'll see you at the Opera House.
See you then.
Yeah. Okay, let's see if this works now. If they don't teleport me somewhere else. If they do, we'll have to wait till after we get back. Just try after the Archon quest. I will definitely do that because I'm very curious about that. I'll definitely try once I finish it. I'm on the
Now that
second
Navia
part.
has set out for Arrhenius, we should also get going. The location has already been marked on the map, so let's head over.
What's that bird? What's that slime doing? What are they doing? Okay. Huh?
Huh. According to Malusa's info, the synth production base is underwater. Let's go and try to find the entrance.
Yep. And there we go. Because it's very sad. I seen a video on TikTok. I didn't watch the full thing though. It was like she's crying or something. Or someone's crying. I don't really understand. Am I going in the right location? Ooh, Acolyte. Hey! Where's my Acolyte?
Finally found it. Huh. So this is the entrance that leads to the synth production base. It sure doesn't seem out of the ordinary at all.
Yeah, but I'm sure if I inside it's
You're right. An
extraordinary.
important place like this is bound to have a ton of protective measures and mechanisms. Navia's probably arguing up a storm right now to stall for us.
Yeah, we need you to go. We gotta protect child. Like, I don't understand. Why did they pin him as the bad guy? Did he do it because he wanted to fight? Seems like the type of thing he'd do that he just wants to fight. Please don't put me inside. There's an Acolyte out there I want to get. I think they're going to put me. Also, I subscribed. Thank you so much for subscribing. I still don't have my alerts on for it. I'm still trying to figure it out. Hello, Norkia. Sorry if I say your name wrong. I'm still trying to set up alerts for YouTube. I'm still pretty new to streaming on it.
It would
Does
appear
take
that
me
I
a
must
bit.
repeat my question again, Mr. Tartaglia. Do you accept the charge that you are the true culprit behind the serial disappearance
Al,
case?
what did you do?
To be perfectly honest, I don't understand your country's complicated court system or the reason why I'm being charged with something I've never even heard of. However, I did hear that people who have been charged can choose to participate in a duel to clear their name. Is that right? In which case, as long as I accept the charge,
You
I
said
can
it
have
right,
an
don't
all-out
worry.
fight with
Okay,
that
thank
champion,
you.
Miss Clorette.
Thank you for informing me. How are you?
I've got to admit, that's one of the most enticing offers I've ever received. When I privately sparred with her last time, she was obviously holding back. Real disappointing.
Hey! Don't you understand? You're currently the prime suspect for a major case.
How are you?
This
I'm
isn't
good.
the place
I'm just
for you to
doing
be
the
looking
second
for
part of the
fights.
Archon quest. Hopefully we can get it
Sounds
done
like
today.
the Hydro Archon wants to lecture me on the ways of the Opera House. Then why don't you duel me too? I'm the kind of student that learns best in the heat of battle.
Of course you are.
No. That's not what I meant.
She doesn't want to
Alas,
fight.
it would appear
Coward.
that communication with the defendant is going poorly, and we have made very little progress. In that case, let me explain everything from the very beginning again. The goal of this trial is to determine the culprit behind the serial disappearances case.
That case had nothing to do with him. You've got the wrong man.
Huh? What's going on? Why is she interjecting again?
Because she can.
I told you it couldn't be one of the Fatui harbingers.
Miss Navia, this is the second time you've interrupted the court proceedings. I only tolerated your behavior last time because you were able to provide the court with a key eyewitness.
Yeah.
But that was an exception rather than standard court protocol. I can very well charge you with contempt of court for your
Oh,
interjections.
charge her then. Your court has
Oh,
too many
please.
rules.
Did you ever think I had any respect for this place's pointless theatrics? We can put that discussion aside for now. I'm not here to argue with you. I'm here to charge the true culprit behind the serial disappearances case. And if my charges prove true, then Tartaglia here will be proven innocent by default, correct?
Yes.
Oh, a young lady has charged in and offered to clear my name. How
Wow.
fascinating.
Stop.
Well, I'd gotten
New
half bored to death by all these
nervous.
rules and procedures anyway.
So fine. I
So
like
I'll
him
take you
so
up
much,
on that
but I
offer.
don't want to pull for
So,
him.
Your Honor,
What about
is
you?
there nothing
Do you
else
want
for
to
me
pull
to
for
do
him?
now?
Nah,
You
I'm
may
not
take a
really
seat for now
interested
in the
in
audience,
Nervalet.
but that doesn't mean the suspicions against you have been
I think
lifted.
he's a cool character and everything, but I just don't think he'd be someone
Now
I'd
then,
use.
Miss Navia, who is the person you would like to charge instead?
That person is...
Come on, say it. Where is he? Marcel. That's who we agreed with.
Marcel, the head of Confrérie of Cabrières.
Huh? What confrérie? Never heard of them in my life.
I've heard of them, but weren't they Spina di Rosula's sister organization?
Oh, is this going to be a friends to enemies type situation?
Please let me remind you, Miss Navia, that charging someone is an incredibly serious matter. Committing to the charge also means taking on the legal responsibilities associated with it.
She knows.
And if the charge fails, depending on the circumstances, you may also be charged with the crime of making a false accusation. Knowing this, do you still wish to charge this man?
Yes, I do.
In that
There
case,
at
I
least
declare the charge to be
are
valid.
ready for his
Miss
gameplay.
Navia and attorneys, please take your places on the court.
It's not as fascinating to be honest. I've seen
Members
some
of the
stuff of
guards,
just him swimming
please
on
contact
TikTok.
Mr. Marcel right away so
I
that he may
haven't seen
stand
any of
trial.
his gameplay. I've just seen stuff of him swimming and people calling him an otter. The character I want is
Mr.
Ferment.
Marcel,
I know
you
he's
do
a
not
4-star,
require
but I
return.
really
Is that correct?
like Ferment and I want him.
Apologies. It all just happened so quickly. I still haven't figured out what's going on. I think an attorney won't be necessary. This is probably just a misunderstanding between me and Navia.
Very well. In that case, since both sides have now arrived, Miss Navia, please present your charges.
I would like to take everyone back to 3 years ago, to the case of Callus the Unfaithful. Only through elucidating what really happened in that case can we connect all the dots for the serial disappearances case.
Is there any of the new
Navia,
characters that
Do
you
you
want to pull
really
on?
think that I was the one who killed your father? Come on, why would I do that? Callus was my benefactor, and remember both you and I only ran to the scene when we heard the sound of a gun. If that's enough to make me a
I want
suspect,
strongly
wouldn't that make
face
everyone at that
you,
banquet a suspect as well?
And Shao in 4.6
I think there's no
or
point in
4.8.
getting
I don't know
into
when
the
he's
specifics
rerun,
right
but
now. The audience
rerun,
doesn't even
but
have the big
this
picture
time,
yet.
I think.
Even
I didn't know Shao was getting a
starting to
rerun.
remember
I have
some
Shao.
details of that
I
case.
love using him.
Exactly correct, Your Honor. I must refresh everyone's
Probably,
memory
oh
about
god,
that
how am I going
case
to say this?
before I can explain my
Alucino?
charge and
I
reasoning.
hope I said his name right.
In which case,
Which
I
one
will
was
recount
he
the
again?
findings about that case
I
as
don't remember
originally
that one.
recorded by
I know
Maison
everyone's been
Gardiennage.
going crazy over the guy that kind of looks similar to Sample.
On the day of the
Not really
murder,
interested
Spina di
in
Rosula hosted a large banquet in a
characters,
countryside
to be honest.
estate owned by the Confrérie of
They're not the
Cabrières.
best. Freme and Lynette are really the only ones I care about. And I like them because I think they're cute. That's about it. I like Freme because he's really introverted and stuff, and I'm also the new Fatui Harbinger. Oh, yeah, I remember him now. She's so fine. Why did I say him? Oh my god, we're talking about like guys and girls, so I keep saying him by mistake.
During the banquet, all attending guests heard 2 gunshots from the courtyard.
Yeah, I want Freme just because so cute. He's so cute. He is.
When the guests
Have you
arrived
seen
at the
those
scene,
like
they
MMD
found the primary
TikToks
suspect
people are
Callus
posting of
holding
him?
a gun,
They make him look
while his
so cute
acquaintance
sometimes.
Jacques lay dead
So
from a
goofy.
gunshot wound. The guards' investigation did not recover any other firearms from the scene. As a result, they concluded that the suspect's first shot must have missed, while the second must have taken Jacques' life.
Nah, that's not true.
The suspect did not dispute this conclusion, and also declined to defend himself in court. Instead, he chose to prove his innocence through a duel. Callus was defeated by champion duelist Clarand in the ensuing duel, and soon succumbed to the injuries.
Do I have to do
These
this now?
are the known facts about the case.
So what am I doing?
The one with the motive to kill was Jacques, not my father. And even so, Jacques still had no reason to pull the trigger. In truth, the third person shot Jacques first, and was shot in turn by my father when my father seized the gun from him. After that, the true culprit turned the third person into water,
So I have to
erasing
go. I'll
all
come back
traces
to
of him
later.
from
I
the scene.
subscribe to you. Thank you for subscribing.
summary,
I still
Your
need to
Honor.
set up my alerts.
Of course, the
and
guard's conclusion
have
appeared
fun
quite
doing what it
sensible
is
to
you're
us at the
doing.
time.
I hope you have
However,
a good
we
time.
should revisit the case
Thank
now
you
that
for
we've
stopping
gained
by.
new information about the abilities of water from the primordial sea.
Oh god. Alice did not carry Cohen when he left. No.
Something's not right. Let me think for a little while longer.
Okay. Guess I was wrong. No, it's this one I wanted to click.
Something's not
Oh.
right. Let me think for a little while longer.
This one?
Something's not right.
I'm so bad at
Let
these.
me think for a little while longer.
So sis. Okay, sis for not refuting that. Oh. 2 gunshots. Who had the more? This? No.
Something. The testimony of the victim's family confirms that Jacques had thoughts of assassinating Callus when he set out for the banquet. However, in the end, he reconsidered and instead shared everything with Callus, hoping to seek the latter's protection. Unfortunately for Jacques, the true culprit had already considered this possibility and had sent out another assassin.
When the guests arrived at the scene, they found the primary suspect Callus holding a gun. Police acquaintance Jacques lay dead from a gunshot wound. Did not bring a gun with him. Okay. Nope.
something's...
It's not that.
This assassin first shot
Got
Jacques,
it.
then turned to shoot Callus, only for Callus to wrestle the gun from him and kill him instead.
First contract, most of famous for the second hunting Jock's life. No.
A pile of clothing was found at the scene. The guards once believed they were used by Jacques as a costume to disguise himself. But now, it is clear that the clothes were proof that there was a third person at the scene, and that they were turned into water after committing the murder. Since it was raining that day, the culprit was confident that they could use the rain to wash away all traces of their dissolved accomplice.
Oh.
Realizing this, the true culprit caused the hired assassin to dissolve into water, leading everyone to believe Callus was responsible for Jacques' murder. This is the true version of events.
Okay. Successfully. Yeah, we did it. One step closer to saving child.
So that's what happened. Wait, you're telling me something as dangerous as water from the primordial sea has been used for all these years?
What a great theory. It also explains Callus's and Jacques' respective motives. I guess they didn't shoot each other after all.
Mr. Marcel, you are the one being charged with the crime. You should provide a rebuttal if you wish to prove your innocence.
But I think I agree with everything Navia just said. In fact, there was nothing in her speech that directly implicated me.
Then, may I ask some questions? In my opinion, we primarily need to determine two things. One, do you have the evidence to back up your claims?
I'm afraid not. At least not at this very moment.
Boo! If you don't have any evidence, you should just go home.
Oh, shut up.
I may not have the evidence with me, but I know where I could go to collect it. If we look up the deserted clothes against a record of people who went missing around the same time, we should be able to find a match. Considering the serial disappearances case, the guards probably kept careful records of all missing persons from around that time, regardless of age or gender.
That makes sense to me. Monsieur Neuvillette, I would consider this to be a reasonable investigative direction.
Why do I feel like Farina's acting a little differently today?
Because you're not against
Maybe she's scared of embarrassing herself again?
Alternatively, she's become more diligent after charging an innocent citizen in the last trial.
My second question has to do with the ensuing duel. If the truth is indeed as you described, then why didn't Mr. Callus explain himself in court? If he had testified that a person had been dissolved, he could have at least mounted a defense.
I thought about this too, and the answer is actually pretty simple. He felt there were things that were more important to him. The dissolving power of water from the primordial sea is an important secret for the true culprit of the serial disappearances case. My father could have exposed it for all to see, but he chose to take it to the grave. At that time, Spina di Rosula was in dire straits, and his reputation had already been shattered. He had no guarantee that going forward with the truth would allow the culprit to be brought to justice. What was certain, however, was that it would paint a gigantic target on my back.
Boss once told me that Demoiselle had already been selected as the next target of the serial disappearances case.
What?
If the secret had gotten out, the culprit would have fought an all-out war with Espina right there and then. I wouldn't have been the only one in danger. All of us would have stood to lose our lives. Of course, the guards might eventually figure out the truth of the matter and determine that we were in the right. But what good would that do? How can a hollow verdict protect anyone? Had this opera house ever given my father any kind of confidence in its brand of justice, Spina di Rosula would have had no reason to exist. But by staying silent, we retain the ability to deter our opponents and continue the stalemate. I was able to become Spina di Rosula's president, which made me harder to target, as well as giving me more time to grow and learn. And once I have figured out the truth and stepped up to the challenge, I will do what this opera house cannot, and restore my father's truth and honor back to him.
So, you mean to say, your father intended to die in the duelist's ring?
That's right.
Do you have any proof?
I guess.
Of course.
Oh?
All you need is to ask his opponent, Clarand. I don't need your apology, your guilt, or your support from the shadows. You don't have to do anything for my sake. But since he entrusted his will to you, Clarand, you should tell us the truth about his sacrifice.
Please.
So, during the duel, did you believe that Callus was intending to die?
Yes, I did.
Then why'd
As
you
a
go
champion duelist, I've fought many battles and taken a countless number of dishonored lives. In my line of work, I've seen all kinds of people give their all for the faintest hope to continue living. Some were determined, others passionate, and some even manic and twisted. Just one look and I can tell if a duelist is hoping to live or if they're looking to die. I hereby swear on my name and honor as a champion duelist that Mr. Callus never intended to leave the ring alive.
Since that's your testimony, I have no more questions. It appears there really are good grounds to reopen this case.
I concur. However, Miss Navia, you still have not explained the link between your father's case and the serial disappearances case.
Yeah.
Right? What she said was fascinating, but kind of beside the point.
And ask you.
Weren't they just talking about the serial disappearances case?
Of course, Your Honor. The two cases are connected via a matter of timing.
Huh?
In my father's case, the culprit intended to kill both Jacques and Callus. As a result, they planned to act after hearing 2 gunshots. And at the end of Lyney's trial, the culprit also only dissolved the victim in front of everyone because they realized they were at risk of being identified. The culprit could only time their actions so precisely if they were already at the scene. Coincidentally, Marcel attended both the banquet and the trial.
So that's why you suspected me. Even after hearing your reasoning, I still can't help but find it a little preposterous. I'm used to it, though. You've always been an impulsive and sentimental child, Navia. It's one of your most endearing traits.
Oh, shut up. You're guilty.
No need to appeal to pathos.
I won't try to refute your points one by one, but even if everything you just said was true, can you prove that I was the only person present at both events? On top of that, does a person have to be physically present to control the timing? Can't someone remotely monitor the place?
Come on, Nadia.
Know what she can say to that.
I know that even with that, you might still think you can reduce the list of suspects with some further investigations until I'm the only one left on the list. Alas, who won't feel at least a little hurt by an accusation of murder from a girl you see as your own daughter? But if I were to dismiss this completely, you'd also think I'm not being considerate of your feelings. Ah well, let Uncle Marcel teach you another lesson. Do you know what the biggest flaw in your reasoning is?
I suppose you're gonna tell me anyways.
It's timing again. I'm a businessman by trade. From that standpoint, there's no reason for me to kidnap young women. It's a high-risk action with nothing to gain. In addition, I left my home in Snezhnaya when I was young to come to Poisson and work in some trade. My business only thrived when I received Callus's patronage. But the disappearances began before I ever stepped foot in Fontaine.
Uh-oh.
I do apologize, demoiselle. This was my mistake.
No, it's not your fault. I'm sure he had come prepared.
Is there anything else you'd like to say? Would you like to check the date of my first business license against the first known case of the serial disappearances? You can also take a look at my border entry records, or ask my friends and family when I left Snezhnaya for the first time. Could those records and testimonies do something to appease the unspeakable anguish in your heart?
Seems like she got the wrong guy.
At this rate, Nagi will be convicted for falsely accusing him.
I think you've done a superb job of dissecting your father's feelings as he neared the end of his life. But aren't you going against all of his wishes and expectations right now? He wished for you to become more rational, collected, and conscientious, instead of dwelling only on your own feelings. Once you've learned to be more considerate of others' feelings, and to stop rushing headlong into things, you'd have met most of his expectations.
Mom, we need the evidence. Bring me back to Traveler.
This isn't just about me, and it never has been. The biggest difference between me and the rest of the victims is that I still have the ability to search for the truth, while that same agency has long been taken from them. The people whose families were destroyed by synth abuse, the people who lost their loved ones to the serial disappearances, and the people who suffered tragic ends due to their sense of justice. Many people's images are flashing before my eyes. I'm sure some are coming to those of you in the audience as well. And whose image do you see, Marcel? Is it a man named Vacher? Oh, so you do know that name.
I'm merely surprised you'd suddenly say the name of someone I've never even heard of.
I was waiting for you to say that.
We're at the entrance of distant production base. Okay. Come on! We're wasting precious time. Oh, that's all. Did. Ow, my watch. Animal.
Into the wind.
Access denied.
One with the forest. Time to go. One with nature.
No touching.
Exactly. Did I hear a chest just now? I don't think so. I think that was this.
Whoa! The floor is going up!
It's not like we haven't seen this before, Paimon.
Is it because of this mechanism in the middle? That guy really prepared a lot of stuff for this place. Paimon thinks we need to go up, but Paimon doesn't see a way. Let's take a look around. Maybe we'll find a hidden mechanism that'll show us the way up.
Okay. What do you want me to do with this? Sorry.
The wind knows me. Time to go.
I don't
Time to go.
see any. Any ideas? Anyone? I'm on. Like this. I'm feeling it's something to do with them. These things burn. I don't know what to do. I'm gonna look it up because I don't know what to do. Okay. There's nothing about it yet. So, cute game. I don't know what that took me so long. I thought I already had the crab's ability. Hey, came close by mistake.
The water level is rising. Now we can swim to the top. But this is still a ways away from where we need to go.
Hi, Mom. Please shut up. More.
As one with wind and cloud. Into the wind. Riptide.
Access denied.
One with nature.
All hail.
I hear everything.
Oh, there we go.
Enshroud. Excuse me? Can't see? The wind knows me. Come. Yeah.
Huh?
Now the path is clear. Let's go.
I'm going. Ow! Hydrate. Okay, I'll drink my monster. Hello, Pokewix. How are you doing? Did the bank go off? Some stuff I'm not hearing. If it didn't go off, I can do it for you. I think it did. Okay. How are you anyway? How's it going? Oh? So fun. I don't know. I'm working and I'm just cooking things. We'll just assume it went off because I heard the other redeem went off, so we'll assume it went off.
Time to go.
More fighting? Yeah.
Clouds high. The birds come. One with the force. Yeah.
No touching.
So brace yourself. This is gonna hurt. Yeah. Yeah.
Can't do you too long.
One with nature.
You're not touching me.
One with wind and cloud. Let's nip that in the bud. The wind knows me.
After you. Bastard. Ah.
Follow the wind.
I'll be. Have a good stream, Bob. I'll be working. Okay, have a good time working.
The mastermind isn't here.
Not saying he's been charged by Nadia as we speak.
That's right. Then let's hurry up and find some evidence so we can get back to the opera house and help Nadia. What's all this? Pink accessories, a hair tie, a necklace, even a makeup box. Oh, Paimon sees it too, but why are all these cute things labeled with different girls' names?
Victims, Paimon.
You mean the girls from the serial disappearances? And then were turned into water, and all the boxes of things. These names.
Okay.
Let's see what's written here. Nothing escapes Detective Pipe. Callus. Navia's father. Oh, this seems to be an investigation report on him.
Probably related to his case.
Yep, it's about finding someone to assassinate Jacques and Callus because of a lack of confidence that Jacques himself would go through with it. This should prove the existence of the third person, right?
Yep.
We still have not determined the exact content of the key information Callus has passed on to certain members of the old dog's a real menace to deal with. Even if he abides by the promise he's made to us, he will still have the upper hand. He can act whenever he wants to make our lives miserable. The only option left is to remove him from the picture entirely. I concur. Let's send someone to kill him. He won't declare war as long as we don't touch Navia. Oh, seems like we've got a bunch of correspondence between the higher-ups.
Ooh.
They're all... Whoa. There's so much synth here. And so many bottles of ingredients that probably just contain the waters of the primordial sea.
There are so many.
Mixing in progress. Ready to drink? Stock sample? Huh. They've also got all the synth pretty clearly labeled. Whoa, there's even fruit-flavored synth?
Well, that definitely proves that this is where they provide producent.
It's soup.
I did that. Did the box of the stuff. In here. It's not important. I want to stop talking. Salmon pool.
Oh, look! There's an important-looking basin over here, and it's full of water.
Must be the water from the Primordial
That
Sea.
means this is where they make all the synth, and that special water is the main ingredient. If you dilute it with normal water, you'll get synth, but the pure stuff can dissolve a human. Paimon will take notes on this incriminating evidence.
Okay. Paimon, what else is there? I don't know. We need something to mark ourselves.
What's this over here? Looks like some kind of place for research. Experiment number 16 aims to verify Jacob Ingold's research conclusions on the primordial sea and use his theory as a foundation to achieve a break. The experiment was a failure. No individual managed to resurface from the water from the primordial sea. Female specimens 22, 23, and 24.
Oh, poor Paimon.
Sorry, traveler. Paimon will try her best. It's just that Paimon's never read something so scary before. How could someone write something that terrible in such a matter-of-fact tone? You read the rest. Paimon's too scared to keep going.
Poor Paimon. One of his research is to save his lover, a woman called Venger, who was dissolved.
So that's why he did all of these experiments. But did he really think he'd be able to find a way just by dissolving people over and over? That's just insane!
There's another name.
Huh?
Isn't
that the name you heard by the fountain? Paimon thought he was an eyewitness in the serial disappearances case.
No, he was the researcher.
You mean Vacher is the one who did all of these... experiments?
And the voice I heard from friend was probably big nerd.
So that's it!
Hmm.
Vacher was no victim, but personally took his lover and... No, that's not it either! If that's the case, why would he want people to resurface from the water?
There must be more to this than meets the eye.
In any case, Paimon will write it all down.
Okay.
We've looked at almost everything here, and it seems like our theories were... Yeah! We haven't found anything that reveals his true identity! No wonder even Neuvillette wasn't able to find anything. Whoever it is probably destroyed everything to do with that name a long time ago. That way, even if we bring all this back to the opera, we won't be able to identify the true culprit.
Clever, but maybe not clever enough. Let's look
Sure
again.
thing. Paimon won't admit defeat to this guy either.
That's right, Paimon. And off we go again. Yep.
You take that side and Paimon will take this side. Check everything carefully. We'll find something for sure.
Okay. After some time.
Ugh. Nothing at all. And Paimon can't even find snacks either.
Seriously, Paimon. After I tell you.
Whoa, really? Let Paimon see. Vignier. Isn't that Vacher's lover's name? Then you found her diary. Aw. It's just a normal diary chronicling their love story.
Take a look at names. She made this
was-
baby names. I can't read that.
So many! A whole page's worth! But they're all crossed out. Was she the final name she decided on? Marcel! Wait, but Marcel's pretty old. Has this case been going on for so long that he's Vacher and Vignier's grown son?
Let's go, Paimon.
Hey! Paimon still hasn't figured it out yet.
Doesn't matter, I have. We got this. Come on, come on, come on. We gotta do cousin Nadia. Navia. Oh. Come on. It's getting so interesting. I only have an hour.
And whose image do you see, Marcel? Is it a man named
Vacher?
Vacher?
Huh.
Oh, so you...
I've merely...
I was waiting for...
Navia! We're back!
As expected of my partner. I just knew you'd return in the nick of time.
Just how often do you intend to flout the rules of this court?
I'm sorry,
It's all
Neuvillette.
right, Monsieur Neuvillette. Given their confidence, I expect they've found the crucial evidence.
We did. You say you've never heard of Vacher. There. Select the diary.
But the truth of it, Marcel, is that you've always been Vacher.
Huh?
We've investigated your lair and we already know everything! After your lover, Vignier, was dissolved, you kept abducting young women to experiment on the hopes of bringing her back to you! You even created Marcel as a new identity and destroyed all records of your past as Vacher!
So that's it. Even the villains in opera performances rarely go that far. And with that, Marcel's motive has now been established.
This information regarding your past also dismantles your prior timing defense. Well, Marcel, do you know where you went wrong? You fixated your gaze on the lover that passed away, instead of paying attention to the living people around you. So, you never noticed how we changed, or how we grew as individuals.
You also never understood Boss's real expectations for his daughter.
Or our determination to see things through.
Your determination.
Mr. Marcel, please speak up now if you would like to defend yourself. Otherwise, the trial will move on to the next stage.
Do you really think I wanted to do any of this? Pay attention to you? What for? Have you ever paid attention to me? Ever empathized with my pain?
You're the one
Ever known how it feels to watch the love of your life dissolve right in front of your eyes? No one helped me. No one even believed me. All those decades ago, even the officers from the Maison Gardiennage were laughing at me. They said there's no way a human being can turn into water. So I must have gone mad from grief. Vignier's death was brushed away by all of you as if it didn't matter at all. Well, now you know, don't you? Ha! Well, it's too late now. All those who were dissolved are gone forever. You only have yourselves to blame. You set up this ornate opera house in pursuit of your so-called justice, your beloved drama, while turning a blind eye to the suffering of the people. Vignier is dead. We promised each other that we would always be together. Wherever she goes, I will follow. But I'm not from this blasted place, so I can't be dissolved, no matter what I do.
Hey, is that water from the primordial sea that he's drinking?
It is.
I can't dissolve! Can't dissolve! Can't dissolve! Do you all see? I can't go! I can't follow. So if I can't go where she is, what choice do I have but to try to bring her back?
Can't bring back
I
the
did
dead.
all of that, and in the end, that accursed Callus still got the better of me. I spent my entire life living on pins and needles, only to get stabbed by his idiot daughter at the very end.
She's not an idiot if she finds you out.
The suspect is exhibiting signs of mental distress. Guards, please restrain him.
Don't touch me! Don't anybody come near me. I still need to save Vignier. A promise. We made a promise.
Your promise has been broken.
Vignier! Please, Vignier. Don't think badly of me. All I want to do is fulfill our promise.
At this point, the verdict of this trial is clear. With Mr. Marcel's conviction, the charges against Mr. Tartaglia no longer have any basis.
Fine by me. I was in a bad mood, but after a show like that, I'm actually feeling pretty good.
Traveler, please submit all the evidence you have collected to the guards, so that I might review and summarize the truth behind the serial disappearances case.
Will do.
The man now known as Marcel was originally named Vacher and worked as an adventurer with his partner and lover Vignier. During an underwater expedition, Vignier accidentally came into contact with water from the primordial sea and was dissolved in front of Vacher as a result. Vacher learned of the primordial water's existence through the work of others and began to kidnap young women for research, with the goal of discovering a method to restore Vignier back to life. To cover his tracks, he invented the new alias of Marcel and began to operate a business in Poisson. During the course of his research, Vacher discovered that a diluted concoction of water from the primordial sea can induce feelings of euphoria, and began to manufacture and market synth. However, as he accumulated wealth to fund his continued research and expanded the scope, he came into conflict with Spina di Rosula. After exchanging blows with Spina di Rosula for many years, Vacher decided to assassinate their president Callus at a banquet. Although the assassination did not go as Vacher expected, he was able to turn Callus into the murder suspect by dissolving the assassin he sent to the scene. And just recently, Vacher attempted to frame Lyney as the culprit of the serial disappearances case, using a similar method. However, his attempt to frame Lyney failed, and the power of water from the primordial sea became public knowledge. This case also exposed enough of Vacher's machinations that he was eventually successfully charged in court. Thus concludes the enigmatic history of the serial disappearances case, with the truth revealed to all. The Oratrice will now deliver the final verdict regarding the charges against Mr. Vacher. According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale, Mr. Vacher is guilty.
Yeah.
Guards! Take Vacher away.
Good. It's what he deserves.
With that, the serial disappearances case is over now.
We really just witnessed history. Who would have thought the true culprit would be such a polite and well-spoken guy?
Yippee! We helped Navia bring the bad guy to justice! He's hurt so many innocent people and now he's finally getting what he deserves! Huh? Are you okay?
Oh no.
Demoiselle, you were absolutely brilliant.
The day our late boss had always hoped for has finally come. You can rest easy now, knowing justice has been served.
Yeah. Yeah. It's finally See, Papa? Spina di Rosula's still doing well with me at the helm.
Well now, hasn't this been a most delicious piece of drama? The villain has been caught, justice has been served, past wrongs have been righted, and it's a big ol' happy ending.
Child, why you
Since
crying?
it's been such a great show, I'll just let the false accusations against me slide. Either way, I've still got some business to attend to, so if you'll excuse me...
Please wait just one moment, Mr. Tartaglia.
Why?
Ugh, what now? None of this has anything to do with me.
According to court protocol, since this trial was initiated due to a charge against you, a verdict must also be made regarding the initial charge before the trial can conclude.
Oh, come on. Is this really necessary? Haven't you already caught the real criminal? Isn't it time for side characters like me to exit stage left?
Yeah.
Please respect the laws of Fontaine. This has always been the rule.
All right, but this sure is a lot of hassle. All I need to do is stand over there, right? Let's just get this over with.
Through evidence presented in the public trial that was just held, it has been established that Mr. Tartaglia has no direct connection to the serial disappearances case. The guilty party has been identified, and thus it is logical to suppose Mr. Tartaglia is innocent of the charges.
Yes.
We now turn to the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale to render the final verdict on the charges.
I swear to God, because he was guilty.
According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse, guilty.
What?
Hey! That's not funny! Didn't you just say I'm supposed to be innocent? What's with this verdict? Is your justice machine malfunctioning?
Huh? This has never happened before. The Oratrice actually returned a different verdict from the Chief Justice.
I mean, have you ever heard of an innocent Fatui Harbinger? Do you think the Oratrice might have just convicted him on general principle?
But weren't the charges about the serial disappearances case? No matter what else he's guilty of, it shouldn't affect the verdict in this case, right?
The judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale is, by law, the final verdict of the court. We must accept the guilty verdict.
No.
Guards, please take the suspect into custody per court protocol.
No. Don't touch him.
So this is how justice is done in Fontaine. What a joke. You've got your rules. Well, I've got mine too!
I love recently one of my mains. Please, no, child, don't do it. Don't do it. You'll hurt yourself. Stop it. You know you're busy. Child, you'll hurt yourself. You don't have your vision.
I am sorry. If you have been wronged, we will find the truth. But the rules of the court must be upheld.
I hate Nervalex. This will not go on.
Hey, Monsieur Neuvillette, what's going on? Shouldn't they have been cleared already?
Apologies. This is also the first time I've encountered such a situation. However, according to the rules established at the conception of Fontaine's court system, the Oratrice's judgment is the final verdict of the court.
This is bullshit.
All I do is follow court procedure. As for why the Oratrice arrived at the conclusion it did, you should probably ask someone more knowledgeable than me.
Why are you looking at me? I had nothing to do with it!
I'm not saying you did.
I don't know what happened there either. Hey, stop staring at me!
Hey, calm
What
down.
does Lady Farina mean by that?
Calm down.
She says she has no idea either, but that's impossible. Didn't she create the Oratrice herself?
Yeah, so are the verdicts reliable or not? Can results like this really be called justice?
My dearest citizens, did you really think we'd allow an incorrect verdict to be handed out in this court? Did you really believe that the judgment could be mistaken or be the result of some sort of random mishap? Don't tell me you thought even I had been blindsided by the Oratrice's result.
But the way she looked just now, it was pretty obvious she had no idea what was going
Mom,
on.
Paimon, she's obviously putting on a show
However,
so they don't
given
make
the
mistakes.
state of things, I shall give you an explanation. Everything that just took place, including my supposed shock and bafflement, was a part of an elaborate performance, with every action meant to stir up drama and excitement. And, of course, for every performance, there is a script. Everything has unfolded exactly as I expected from the very beginning. As the embodiment of the very concept of justice, the Oratrice shall never render an arbitrary judgment! If you thought Child had nothing to do with the serial disappearance
doesn't.
case, it is only because you've been blinded by the superficial appearance of innocence. Everything he's done, not to mention the danger he poses, are beyond ordinary comprehension and completely unforgivable!
No.
All shall be revealed in time. You will come to understand my noble intentions, as well as the absolute correctness of the Oratrice's verdict. Now, having said that, although I hate to leave things hanging in suspense, it is now time for this performance to end. As the lead actress, I shall be the first to take my leave. Toodaloo!
So she chose to make her escape after all, did she?
So you're saying we shouldn't put much stock into what she just said?
She probably just put on that performance to save face. As for the truth, it's unlikely that she actually has any idea.
Way to pull the rug out from under her.
However, please be assured that I will continue to investigate this case in a personal capacity. Just as I promised, if the judgment has been incorrect, we will do our utmost to clear his name.
It has been incorrect.
Even though we feel pretty badly for him, we'll take your word for it for now.
I'm not.
After all, he's done plenty of bad stuff. So he should have known he'd go to prison someday, right?
I'm on. Look, he's not in prison. He's right here. Give me a second. I'll be right back.
I wonder what the rest of the Harbingers are up to. Plotting and scheming on an ever grander scale, no doubt.
I'm back. Let's continue. It's utter bullshit. Nina, yeah.
Hey, what are you doing? Quick, stop him!
Traveler! Hey! Traveler!
What?
Doing over here?
Stop resisting arrest! Cease, or we'll add another charge to the list.
No, wait! I just want to ask the Traveler something. I'm not looking to run away. Please, just let me ask this one small thing.
Go on.
What?
Thank you.
What do you want?
I was being led away when I finally realized something. Where did you first hear the name Vacher? I erased all records of that name. So,
Are you still trying to prove your innocence? Give it up. You've already been convicted.
Yes, I met her.
Really? You did? You're sure? You met her? But how could that be? How did you manage to do it? The Fountain of Lucine? Then she's been so close to me all along. And I just never... Please give me a chance to talk to her again. Just let the Traveler take me to the fountain to see her one last time. This is the last request I'll ever make in my life. You can do whatever you want to me afterwards. I don't care.
What? Give an inch and you want to take a mile? Do you think serial killers get to make requests like that?
Paimon agrees. Why should we give him what he wants when he's only done a ton of super terrible things?
Paimon.
This request, is it worth as much to you as your life?
Of course! Wait, no. It's worth even more than my life.
Humans. Will they betray the instinct to live just to satisfy spiritual needs?
You're not a human yourself.
Very well. I will grant your request.
Seriously?
Your Honor, I fear that...
I will go with him. You do not need to worry about any escape.
In that case, I shall leave him in your most capable hands, Chief Justice.
Thank you. Thank you.
So that's pointed. I wanted Chaz's fight to be actually so like much better than him just getting knocked out by Nervat. But we will free Child of his binds. And Nervat is also willing to help. Serial killer.
Is this the place? You said she's here, but what do I need to do to see her?
Like then I drank water from the Primarial Sea. It heightened my sensitivity to the hydro elements.
And even Paimon could hear her after drinking that thing. Didn't you just drink a lot of it on the stage as well? Oh, in that case...
Vache!
Ah!
Yes, that's it! So you heard it too!
Mm-hmm.
Vinier, it's me! It's me, Vache!
Hello. I only speak English. I don't understand any other language.
I'm here! Where are you, Vinier? I'm coming for you.
Sorry
I'm
about
finally
that.
Here for you.
Hey, wait! Be careful! Hey, wait!
Vinier, is that you? It's me, Vache! Vinier!
Vache, why did you come? Didn't I say? You don't need to look for me. You look a lot older than I remember. How long has it been?
It's been more than 20 years. I've suffered for over 20 years since the day you left.
That's because you can't let go.
Only the thought of bringing you back has kept me alive. Nothing else mattered to me. I must be dreaming. Who would have thought I'd get the chance to tell you all of my feelings like this? Vinier, you are my everything. I really don't know how I could live without you.
But Vache, if you ask me, this world would be better off without you.
Wow.
What are you saying?
Wow, you're
If not for you, I would have finished my law degree and probably become a top-tier attorney one day.
Oh wow, she's just roasting him.
If not for you, I would have continued to pursue my love of the arts, and my works would have been displayed in the Palais Mermonia itself.
Oh, she doesn't love him.
If not for you, I would at least have been able to take care of my mother. And she would not have grown old and died alone, with nothing but the tears on her cheeks. It's all because of your selfishness, Vache. It's all because of you.
Oh, she hates him.
Wait, you are not Vinier. Who are you?
You're right. I am not Vinier. I am the sacrifices. Every woman who died by your hand, as our bodies dissolved, our consciousnesses flowed back to the primordial sea. Our thoughts circulated endlessly within the primordial sea, and we were no longer individuals, but we became one, just as streams of water come together in the sea. I'm Cressy. I'm Lemony. I'm Azine. The only one I am not is Vinier.
And how do you know?
Why? But then, where is Vinier?
She doesn't want to see you anymore. Every tendril of her consciousness is avoiding you.
Oh.
This is what you get for your selfishness. Your selfishness robbed us of our lives and our futures. You said time and time again that you'd do any and everything for her. But did you ever consider whether she'd want to see you do the things that you did? If she would despise you for what you became? You are a liar, a heartless murderer, and a cowardly narcissist. The only thing you are not is Vinier's beloved.
Wow.
From the moment your first victim died and her consciousness merged with Vinier's, she has had nothing but pure hatred for you.
This is harsh.
No! Vinier! She can't hate me. Let me see her, please. Have mercy.
Mercy, you killed him.
You still don't understand. When I said don't look for me, that came from the real Vinier. She really doesn't want to see you anymore. But on top of that, she also said that because it's her final drop of pity for you. Will show no
Patty, thank you for following. Welcome in, how are you? Oh.
Drown.
Oh boy. Later the guards find that the culprit of the serious prince. Yeah. Oh. Okay. I can't read that fast. I don't know what I said. This one takes forever then. I knew I forgot someone from the Fall Guys Club. Hello again. How are you? It's okay. Hello, hi. Hello.
Finally, we have some time to do shopping. Gosh.
I usually do art streams, but I do like a gaming stream like once a week. Shopping is stressful in its own way, though.
Well met, partner. I knew something great was going to happen when I woke up in such a good mood today.
Even this
cool.
weather can't put
Yeah,
a damper
I
on
hope
the
you like 'em.
demoiselle's mood.
It's a pleasure to see you both again.
Oh, hey, Navia! It's been a few days. Paimon's already started to miss you.
Oh,
Well,
now that I believe.
Come on.
I'm easy to work with and always bring home the bacon.
My
Who
mama.
wouldn't treasure having a partner
My
like me?
mama does archery too. Ooh,
Sounds like
that's
you're really enjoying
ah,
life these
I can't
days,
speak.
Navia.
That's nice.
What have you been busy
What kind of
with
art
since
streams
the
they do?
trial?
It's just been one thing after the other. I've been making non-stop trips between Poisson and the courts in Sen. Everyone from Spina di Rosula organized a memorial for my father. We never held a memorial when he first died, since everyone knew that even if we held one back then, no one was going to come.
Aww.
This time, though, everyone in Poisson, and
She
even many
makes
people from
emotes
the
and
court
stuff.
all attended.
I love making emotes. They're so fun.
Definitely been cleared now. That's what we like to hear.
It's been the dearest wish of Demoiselle all along.
That blasted stubborn fool. I was right to put my faith in him. I'm so glad I didn't give up on the case all those years ago.
Things turned out as well as they could have.
Oh, by the way, I ran into Charlotte just after I left the memorial service.
Oh boy.
Well, maybe it'd be more accurate to say I knew she would be there, and there was no way she'd just let me go.
Not a chance.
Huh? So you know Charlotte too? The Charlotte? Journalist from the Steambird?
Yeah, way back when I first became the president of the Spina di Rosula, she was all over me. Wouldn't take no for an answer.
Seems like her.
I believe the story was
And
called
has me to
The
send
True
messages
Heart of
to my
Darkness,
papa,
Secret Tales
like
of
he
the
needs
Yellow
to
Rose.
stop
To be
cursing in
fair,
front
though,
of me.
it was a really flattering
Wait till you
feature.
get home. How dare,
So,
how dare
we've
you
been on
like
pretty
the
good
gothic
terms ever
girls
since.
more than me?
She was trying to lean on our friendship to get me to do
That
an
sounds
exclusive piece
interesting.
on the serial disappearances case.
Definitely
yeah.
interesting.
She told us about that. She's always been super interested in that case, so now her wish has finally come true too.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, I told her to make sure that when she writes about you guys entering the opera house with the critical evidence, that you both sound really cool.
Well, we did sound cool
Now, that's
anyway.
another thing to look forward to. We trust Charlotte's skills with a pen for sure.
Oh, and
I
in
became
other
the
news,
messenger for
I
them.
also took
Oh
Clarand
boy,
out for
that
a meal.
doesn't sound fun.
Oh, are you two on better terms now?
While you were investigating Vache's headquarters, Clarand gave testimony on my father's behalf.
That she did.
It was thanks to her that we were able to turn the tide. I wanted to thank her. I mean, there's also no point in being awkward all the time, so we took the chance to reconcile with each other.
Oh, that's great. Paimon also thought Clarand wasn't actually a bad person. It's always good to have more friends.
Anyway, now that the case has not really been solved, perhaps we'll slowly begin fading in public consciousness. Oh, actually, there's still one last thing I need to do.
Yes.
What is it?
I should pay a visit to my father's grave and tell him the truth of what happened, as well as how it all ended. And on top of that, just how much people still look up to him to this day. That includes me, too.
Miss Navia.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just waiting.
Okay.
We want to go too.
Ah.
We also think Callus is a really admirable person.
Sure thing. I'd like you two to share the moment with me. After all, without you,
Me.
it might not have been such a positive ending.
And in that case,
Oh
everyone,
me, oh my,
let's
it's
be
my
off.
3M dear
Considering the
chess
recent
with a
weather,
sleeve tubalady
I'd be
glick
lucky
for
if we could
snuggle
reach
glick for
Poisson
snuggle.
before dark.
Thank you for the
You're right.
sub, babe.
It's been raining non-stop for a few days now.
I really love that the animated emote is so cute. I really need to make one like that when I get my new model. I don't know what happened there, but my OBS went right into red for like a few seconds. It's fine though, it's back in green. I think it was just a little spike. And 104 frames drop. Okay. Are you going good?
Yep.
This is where my
I
father's
think I'm
grave
near the
is.
end of the quest anyway, so I'll just wait.
To be perfectly honest, even I haven't been back here for
Just tell me if it does go bad for you,
a
and I
long
will
time.
do it.
Huh? There's someone there already. Wait. That figure.
Is it going bad?
Can't be.
No.
I heard you going,
Isn't that
I
Nervalet?
burped.
Oh, I thought that was you groaning.
Navia?
You should know what that sounds like.
I have my headset on and Paimon's talking.
My apologies. I should have asked before coming to pay my respects.
How's everyone?
Don't say that.
Sorry about that.
Oh, I was trying to say there's no need for you to apologize. I wanted to show my father how much I've grown, but still, I doubt I've grown to the point that even the Chief Justice would feel compelled to apologize to me over and over.
In that case, I will stop apologizing for now.
Okay, I'm seeing how he
You
looks
could
like
use some
Zhongli
pointers on
now.
understanding human emotions, Monsieur Nervalet. In any case, why did you come to Poisson?
Well, ever since that day, I've been turning a question over and over in my head. Just what is justice anyway? There was once a time when I didn't want to believe that there could be anything more important to humans than life itself. Oh, rather than that, it's probably more truthful to say I didn't believe humans were capable of resisting the most basic instinct of living things.
Aren't you a
They
human?
could rebel against their own nature, or consider certain things to be more important than their own lives. Which is also why I didn't stop your father from beginning that fateful duel. I believed that a truly innocent man would never throw away his life like that. That there was nothing, should have been nothing more important than one's own continued survival. But
He had a
Mr.
health
Callis
condition
proved me
too.
utterly and decisively wrong. If not for his sacrifice, the serial disappearances case would have remained unsolved to this day. Mr. Callis made the choice he did for his daughter, for his associates, and for many people completely unrelated to him. And in the end, from a certain perspective, one could say that he did it all for the sake of justice. A justice that's higher than life itself. So, you asked me why I came here. I just wanted to say my apologies to Mr. Callis in person. I should have noticed all of this much sooner. This regret has filled me with a sadness that has haunted me for days. That high and mighty chair in the opera Epiclese indeed insulates one from many important things. Spina di Rosula, thank you so much for your hard work and perseverance.
That's so sweet of him, but you're still an asshole for not being a child.
So, you're actually one of those types that's cold on the outside, but pretty thoughtful on the inside, huh?
But I understand why you did it.
One of my guys.
Sorry about that. Self-expression is not one of my strong suits.
Didn't I just say you don't need to apologize?
So Navia and Nervalet seem to have made their peace as well.
Well, okay, push back.
Let's not disturb them for now. We can wait till after they're done.
So, Kashi, you have any plans for your day? Or your night? I don't know what it is for you.
Paimon's never paid respects at someone's grave before. Did Paimon do anything rude there?
Well, you're not usually supposed to fly around someone's grave.
Paimon didn't know that was a thing. But Paimon doesn't know what she would do if she can't fly.
Sit on my shoulder.
No. Paimon hopes Miss Navia won't be too mad.
Oh, she took it seriously.
Anyway, Nervalet is still standing around there. It's not often that we can catch him alone like this, so why don't we go talk to him for a bit? If we can't talk to Lady Farina, we can at least talk to him, right?
Right. Not a poor child. We got locked up in prison.
Oh, it's you two. Did Miss Navia invite you to come pay your respects to her father?
We ran into Navia on the streets today, so we just followed her here.
Yep.
I see. Then is there something that I can help you with?
Child.
Well, it's pretty hard to run into you like this since you're usually super busy. So we figured we could try to ask you a few questions, if that's okay.
Please feel free. Though outsiders, you helped us solve one of the greatest mysteries in Fontaine, and it would be my pleasure to return the favor.
Mm-hmm. Child.
My apologies. My investigation has still not reached its conclusion. However, I still believe the judgment of the Oratrice was not rendered arbitrarily.
What do you mean?
But you also said you thought he was innocent.
For many years, I have been quite aware that the Oratrice does not simply mechanically repeat the verdict that I give on each case. As a divinely created mechanism, the people's unified faith in the concept of justice is integrated into it. Not only can it produce the incredible power of indemnitium, but it likely also possesses other traits, such as self-awareness. Which is all to say, I have been prepared for a situation like this for a long time.
So when Lyney told us that he heard a human voice from the room where the Oratrice's core is stored...
I was not aware such a thing had occurred. Perhaps that could serve to prove my conjecture. I will add that to the list of items to investigate.
Yes.
In any case, I am inclined to believe that the Oratrice does have a methodology all its own. We just do not have enough information. Based on Farina's reaction, I doubt even she had any idea what was going on. She managed to bluff her way through it, though, with her time-tested twin tricks of bravado and drama. While we do intend to get to the bottom of this, for now, we regret to say that the Fatui Harbinger will just have to bide his time in the fortress of Meripede.
That's so mean.
Yes, I do this.
If we did incorrectly convict him of crimes he did not commit, we will most certainly compensate him to the fullest extent allowed by the law.
If you ask Paimon, the only compensation he'll want is a no-holds-barred fight with you.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you'd like to ask me about? Your sibling, another blonde-haired traveler.
Yep.
I'm sorry, but I've never seen anyone who matches that description.
Of course you haven't.
If he ever stepped foot in Fontaine, I'm sure he followed our laws to the letter and had no reason to appear on the stage of the opera Epicles. Is there anything else you'd like?
So, at court, the bad guys referred to that special water as water from the primordial sea, but what is it really?
Truthfully, that name is already quite accurate. I can only surmise that Vacher and his ilk only learned of its nature and existence after extensive research. There used to be a special sea on the surface of this planet. The nature of its seawater was rather different from that of the sea we know today. Most of Tevat's life forms were first born in that special sea. You could say it nurtured much of the life on this planet.
Huh. So it really was where everything began. It makes sense to call it primordial then.
But today, the primordial sea no longer exists on the planet's surface. What Vacher discovered must have been some kind of special case, or a remnant from a truly ancient age.
Huh. So that's how it is. Oh, you really know everything, Monsieur Neuvillette. But if that's the case, then why would people, at least people from Fontaine, dissolve in that kind of water?
Indeed. Why would the primordial sea, which was known to engender and nurture life, suddenly reverse itself and devour life instead? To be frank, that also doesn't match my understanding of this world and its laws. There must still be some unknown secrets around the people of this land. Is there anything else? That the sea levels will rise and everyone will be dissolved in water, leaving Farina crying alone on her throne, but the sins of the people will be finally washed away for good?
Yeah.
Does that appropriately summarize the version you've heard?
That's right! It was Lyney that told us back then. And that about covers all the main points.
Yes, up to the present, I think we reached a point where we have no choice but to confront this prophecy directly. Rumors have it that this prophecy is rooted in the last words the former Hydro Archon left to the world before she passed away.
A prophecy? Of the former Hydro Archon? Wow. first time that we've ever heard of it.
Two parts of the prophecy have already proven correct. The rising sea levels and the ability of the people of Fontaine to be dissolved. We should be more vigilant and stay on the watch for further signs. Speaking of the prophecy, Farina has also always taken it quite seriously. Indeed, she has been collecting information and intelligence from across Tevat for this purpose. If the rumors were true, then perhaps this prophecy is the conundrum left to Farina by her predecessor.
Sounds like it.
With Farina being the way she is, can we really trust her to solve it?
Is there anything else you'd like to ask me about?
I have no more questions.
Very well. It was my honor to provide you with what answers I could. I very much enjoyed conversing with you. It will soon be time for me to leave this blissful tranquility behind and return to Palais Memoria.
You really are super busy, Monsieur Neuvillette. Paimon thought you only came here to pay your respects today because you had the day off.
Crime and villainy do not have the day off, and so justice must work around the clock as well. This is merely the nature of a justice's work.
All right. You've got a point. Huh? Paimon just noticed that the rain has stopped.
The rain has been stopped for ages, Paimon. Jeez.
That dog is never getting off you. He's actually still stuck there.
Well, the end of it.
It makes perfect sense.
We are going to end now. But first,
Monster and fish fingers.
thank you to everyone
You
on
know,
YouTube
there are
that
better
came
ways
by.
to seek out our enemies than, well, standing
Thank
here.
you to my own videos and Norkia for the subs, and thank you for joining me as well while I played this story quest. I won't be live tomorrow. I'll be live on Wednesday doing some art. We're going to be drawing Ferment. So I hope to see you all in on YouTube, and bye bye.